Yes. I do love the vibe of like an outside podcast. It's so nice.
I'm just glad we like have good enough weather to like be outside. Literally have not been able to be outside all summer.
Yeah. It's fucking miserable. Yeah, it's been fucking hot.
Yeah.
Well, and humid.
The
humidity.
You literally could not be outside.
Nah.
And now here we are.
Beautiful.
Halfway through September.
79 degrees.
2:30 on a Saturday.
With a breeze.
With a breeze. Oh,
yeah.
It's beautiful.
We were in the shade. We can.
It's actually not bad, honestly.
I'll put the cool guy sunglasses back on here in a minute.
Yeah. Just enjoying my much longer grass than I thought it was.
Yeah. A little bit.
It's finally foggy and humid again in the morning where the grass actually grows.
Yeah, I've only had to mow like 4 times this year.
Really?
Yeah, it's been.
I've been mowing like twice a week recently.
Oh no. No, when we had that stretch, I think I went 6 weeks at one point. Without having to mow.
I did not. My mower did not turn on for the entire month of July.
Oh yeah.
100%.
Yeah. Well, no, I lied. I mowed the morning of Tommy's birthday, which was July 27th, and that was only because we were having the party.
So I mowed.
And I did not mow again until after I got back from South Carolina, which was August 21st.
Yeah.
That's about right. So I mowed.
And I've mowed twice since then.
I believe it.
For a Europe trip, I mowed like the beginning, like maybe July 13th or something like that, and I didn't mow again until August 6th.
Yeah.
And it was tall, but it wasn't unmanageable.
No, there was a
like my dogs are bitches, and like if the grass is a little bit tall or a little bit wet, Odin won't go in it.
Well, yeah.
Like he'll go in it to pee, and then he'll come back.
He's a big baby.
But like
just a big baby.
After it's mowed, he loves it.
Just a baby.
He's a big baby.
He's a thick baby.
He is a solid chunk of baby.
Yeah, dude.
It's burning.
Yeah, we're good. Not an ad. I don't know what they're called. My wife found them on Amazon. They look like sparklers, but they're bug repellent citronella things.
They work really
well. They're great for podcasting because they blend in with the grass.
Yeah.
I tripped over.
Yeah, Tim put it out twice with his fat feet.
I guess we are podcasting, so I should bring us in. What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of your second favorite podcast.
Third favorite.
All right.
The other two are also the Dirt Drive podcast.
Top 3 in your mind, heart, and soul.
And your pants.
It's my pants.
Hey. But yeah, we've been surprisingly, we've been killing it on YouTube ever since we started doing the video stuff. Social media's been a lot better too because I have good stuff to post now.
Yeah.
Like this week's stuff is what did I name you guys' episode?
Oh, World's Slowest Race.
World's Slowest Race.
We I don't know where we're going to be able to actually do that. I want to do a 24-hour
endurance turtle race.
Yeah, an endurance turtle race.
That'd be and that's what I was going to name it, but then like I sent that name in the group and Peaches like, "What's a turtle race?" I'm like, "Yeah, I guess people don't actually know that name."
Yeah.
So World's Slowest Race, but yeah, an endurance turtle race where you're just idling in low range
for 24
getting over all the obstacles without hitting the gas.
Yeah.
That'd be so fun.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the opposite of a trial bike course.
Yeah, whoever goes the least amount of distance without hitting the gas, like you have a.
Are we allowing turns, or is this like because in my mind when we talked about it that day, it was like Ghost Ride the Whip, like.
Oh no, is this someone's? You have to be in there to navigate the obstacles.
No, but that was the thing was.
What'd you do your palm?
Blister.
Oh, it's fucking Jesus over here! You get nailed to a cross.
Jesus Christ!
No, I had to
literally.
I had to hand prime my truck.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, he had to give it a few pumps.
It was hot, so I got a heat blister that turned into a rub blister.
Would you get nailed to a cross?
just one-handed though.
Hey.
No, but
does that guy have a question?
Hello.
No, my thought was it was a ghost ride 20 like you start it up, you put it in extra low and you hop out and whoever after 24 hours whoever's the furthest behind wins.
Yeah, but there has to be like obstacles. Like it's like 24 hours of hell and back, but all the obstacles are right here. So you're just idling over shit.
My thought was it was the Bonneville Salt Flats and you just creep for 24 hours or you run out of fuel.
Literally just a turtle race.
Yeah.
No, it's got to be endurance, man. You got to put some obstacles in it.
I'm in.
Can you imagine if we did require people to stay in the vehicles though, and people just had
you
full blown like TV setups in the back, and you're literally just like chilling out in your car?
Now we're getting somewhere,
right?
That's taking overlanding to a new level,
right?
It's like autopilot overlanding.
Exactly.
Tesla overlanding.
Put the steering wheel fucking lock in there so it just stays straight.
Call Jed. Jed, I need about 18 miles of dead straight road with nothing on either side of it.
See, I still like my idea better of like obstacles in the course, and you got to navigate
Well, yeah,
around
you can
stuff
put
at
obstacles.
idle.
Well,
I guess that at
you
that
have
point you
different
can
events.
do turns. In my mind, it's still a straight line, but I guess it doesn't have to be a straight line.
It's like
Look,
it's
remember,
like
you
King
can
of-
make multiple events. It's fine.
It's like King of the Hammers, but at idle.
Oh.
we call that King of the
Slammers.
King of the
maybe.
I
Turtles.
was thinking like King of the like Jackhammer.
No, just imagine going up Chocolate Thunder, where you have to be at idle.
I don't think you'd get up.
Yeah, I don't think you'd get up
Enough
either.
low range, you could.
You'd have to have big ass tires though.
Yeah.
That's like an 8-foot cliff.
No, that you're thinking
even-
of the waterfall.
No.
Chocolate Thunder doesn't have a big cliff in it. It's just
Back door.
yeah. You're thinking of
I'm
back
thinking
door.
back door. You're right.
Yeah,
Back door's a
yeah.
cliff.
You couldn't do that.
No.
You could go down it. It'd suck.
Yeah.
But yeah, like Chocolate Thunder and like
Ooh.
All that shit.
Ooh, maybe we do the turtle race as part of 4x Foodies.
oh, it's like a challenge obstacle.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be fun. Like, hey, our next setup zone
Yeah.
is 100 feet away. The
Hey,
last one
and
to
you
get
get there
there gets
first?
the best ingredients.
Yeah.
Hey, we know that you guys are overlanding and you don't know what low range is, but
Or 4-wheel drive.
That's funny because on that trip I did with Jed last weekend I had Seamus drive a little bit, and he's like, "We're not using low range at all." I'm like, "No, not right now, but when we start going downhill, we will." Just because I don't want to ride the brakes.
Yeah.
Put it in low range and put it in first, and just idle down the hill without riding the brakes.
Well, yeah.
That's literally
you're
the only
supposed
time
to do.
literally the only time I ever use a low range when I'm like overlanding. Jesus Christ, Tom.
Well,
Please
since we're
stop.
screwing around, all the millennials listening, you just lost the game.
Jesus.
What were we talking about? ADD.
World's slowest race.
Oh, right. Turtle racing.
Turtle racing.
Yeah, that could be fun. I
That
like
could be really fun. We could just finally get a dozer and just clear out a loop in your backyard and just do it here.
Yeah, we could.
Just do a circuit.
Could. Call Tom Miller, tell him to get the skid steer over here.
Done.
Done.
He'd love it.
I had to explain to AK what a skid steer was yesterday.
Are we surprised?
Yes.
What? Really?
I mean, kind of.
Why?
How do you not know what a skid steer is?
We're talking about AK.
No, I understand it's AK.
Yeah, but like skid steer, like that like everyone knows what a skid steer is.
Also, I've never heard that story of people not believing that AK was a real person until I watched your episode.
We've had more than one person mention it at the shop.
Yeah.
Like after the Moab trip, they're like, because like we always referred to him, and
Yeah.
every time we got referred to, PJ would just do the voice, and then he was actually on the show, and people were like, "Oh my god, it's a real person."
Yeah.
Yeah.
It had happened a few times before that.
We haven't. I guess we have proved it because all the pictures we post on social media of me and AK.
Well, but see, that's been the funny part because there were a few people
And his fake mustache.
before the Moab.
I wish we had the like brain power to actually pull that bit off of like invent a character that doesn't actually exist, and it's just PJ doing voices.
That'd be great.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Oh God, I just had an idea in my head of something to talk about, and now it's not there anymore.
ADD's a bitch.
Yeah, for real. No, I will say, I really want to try and do a Kentucky overland trip in 25.
I do, and so Jed is participating in 24 hours this event. They just posted a picture of the map,
I saw
like
that.
not the file, and I'm
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
that looks fucking good. And we ran part of the Loggers and Miners Delight last weekend with him.
Yeah.
Dude, it was fucking good.
So, because I go back to last year at Expo when we had Kelly on,
Yeah.
and he said one of his favorite
Is
off-roading places is the Daniel Boone Backcountry Backcountry Byway.
Daniel Boone Backcountry Byway.
Dib.
Babe.
Dib. That's how Tommy would say it.
Exactly.
Well, he's a year old. So
Yeah, but oddly enough, that is the correct pronunciation.
correct.
But yeah, it's
Well, that was my excuse for not.
if any of our listeners have like experience, because I was gonna reach out to Kelly, and we could start like planning that route and try and work in the distilleries.
Good one.
Yeah, because the map we looked at was not the closest.
Yeah,
them?
Well, so that's this. You know what? I have a little gripe, a little rant here.
There's not more distilleries.
Is it mapping or is
It's
it?
mapping. It's mapping related.
I was talking to Seamus about this, and I got into a rabbit hole. Mapping is a pain in the ass. It's so hard to
100%.
do good mapping.
Here's what annoys me, though. When you have these planned routes, Daniel Boone Backcountry Byway, Trans-American Trail, I fully understand that it takes a ton of work to make those maps. And I'm not against necessarily charging for it, but the Daniel Boone Byway specifically has its own app.
Yeah.
I could not, I mean, I'm sure it's somewhere. I could not find a GPX file for it.
Oh, finding GPX files. Yes, that's very hard too.
So,
a lot of
'cause you
places
have to get-
a lot of places you have to pay for them. A lot of the GPX files I've gotten have been from like
I don't mind paying.
friends and like not family but friends. I'm like, hey, I want to do this, and Jed sends me a file, or like
I don't mind $5 or $10 bucks.
Brandon from
Right.
F-Bomb sends me a file.
Right. I don't mind paying for a GPX file. Forcing me into your app or your program or whatever it is specifically for that is annoying.
Yeah.
Like,
Well,
if our goal was to go do just the Backcountry Byway and nothing else, sure, yeah, spend $15, download the app, you have it, you're good. You can map it on Gaia, then you have it forever.
yeah.
And to me, that's why like forcing this exclusivity on your mapping is like so backwards, because it's not like I'm gonna buy it once and then I'm gonna have it forever.
Yeah, and I can share it with my friends.
It to whoever I want. So like,
well, so that's why
why gatekeep it so much?
What the hell is his name? Fuck, man. He wasn't on the podcast, but he's a friend of Jed's. He does a bunch of mapping in West Virginia. The iMat, the iCar, like all that stuff. He has it on his website, which I can link, and I'll post his name in here too in the comments.
Hi, friends.
But he has all of his maps for free on his website.
Sure.
That way he can see when it gets downloaded. So that way, instead of like I can share it to you, that's fine.
Yeah.
But I can also just tell you go to his website. That way
Right.
you can see it got downloaded.
Right.
And it's free, so that way people aren't sharing it in between, so they can just come and download
Well,
it that
and that's
way. Like I would also pay for the DBBBBBB. I would also pay $10 for the GPX file.
right. But that's my point. Is like, don't force me into a specific app because you're partnered with there are so many routes that already exist, right? Like if you're paying for Gaia Premium or Onyx Premium, like you're getting a bunch of routes that exist, and like nothing stops you from making your own route. But like the Rubicon is part of it's privately owned by a foundation. All of their stuff's publicly available. Doesn't cost you a dime, because they want people to come use it and use it responsibly. I don't get this whole mentality
The gatekeeping of
no, you like I'm gonna make you work for it, and it's like,
Then I don't want to come to your trail.
right? Like I don't know. It's just
No, I mean
it's just off.
I
But
see where you're coming from.
In that sentiment is, I was talking to Seamus about it. He's like, you need to do a podcast episode about mapping, and I'm like, mapping is very tough because I feel like I'm good at mapping, but I'm not nearly good enough to spend an hour talking about it. And like in that vein
but that's
of
the beauty of the internet nowadays. You don't actually have to know what you're talking.
yeah,
about.
but
You
it's
can just talk about it.
it's nice to have,
pretend like you know what you're
it's
talking
nice
about.
to have a subject
And whether
matter
you do or
expert.
not, people will tell you don't.
Just say big words.
Yeah.
But like
No, those are hard for
We're
you.
gonna circle back on this. That's a mapping term.
yeah, it's a mapping.
We're gonna circle back on
It's a
this.
navigation term. I use when I'm planning a route. I use 3 maps.
Sure.
I use Onyx to find the trails.
Yep.
I use Gaia to record the trails, and I use Google Maps to actually find places. So like, if I know my trail is going to go past here,
Fun fact.
I'll follow it on Google. You can map on Google Maps too.
So
Like
Apple, I don't know if Google Maps is that, but Apple Maps now, you can download map sections like you can in Gaia and
Yeah, it's Google
yeah.
Earth.
No,
but that's
but like
Apple Maps.
Apple Maps.
No, I
on
know.
an iPhone. Because so I like we in July we went up to our friend's cabin in Pennsylvania and like no cell service, and I punched in the address, and Apple Maps was like, "There you're going is known for having spotty data signal.
Download the
Would
map?
you like to download the map?" And I was like, "Huh."
Yes.
Which was ironic because I already dropped the pin and download the map in Onyx.
Nice.
And I was like, "Okay, I see you, Apple Maps." Like that.
Yeah.
Like
Hey, getting with the times, man.
yeah.
Yeah, Google Maps does the same thing. But you can also use Google Earth to do mapping and then export that file to Google Maps.
It's good to know.
So like if you wanted to make your life really hard and not use Onyx or Gaia,
yeah,
you can do literally everything in Google Maps on Google Earth and translate it to Google Maps, and it does the exact same thing.
See,
it's just a little harder.
I may have to dig into that for this Kentucky trip because that's the part that is hard as I've been digging through it, is figuring out, is this country road dirt pavement?
Mm-hmm.
Is it?
Oh, you're not going to figure that out. It's so hard. So I did when Seamus and I left camp on Saturday, I had a small route planned, and I'm like, this looks like a nice little road, and it was marked as just like it was marked as just like a tertiary road, or like just a maintained dirt road.
Yeah.
We got back there, man, that shit was tight. We had to use low range. We had to pull a tree out of the road.
Sure.
Like, and you just don't, like on the East Coast, you don't know what you're really getting into. You can see that it's a public road. You just don't know the road type really.
Yeah, and
if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. If you know more about maps than we do,
to me,
come be on the show. I'd love to learn a little bit.
To me, that's the appeal of what we do in general. Like, that's kind of the whole point of overlanding, right? Like, I know that this track, whether it's a road, a trail, or whatever, it connects where I am to where I want to go,
and I know I can get there legally.
And
but what's there?
But what's in between is the adventure aspect of it, and like, that doesn't scare me so much on like planning a trip, but it's a matter of like, I guess, connecting those dots, right? Like if you scale up what you built for the Western Loudon Loop, right?
Yeah.
Like, that's essentially what I'm trying to do for Kentucky, having never been there, is drop a bunch of pins of all these distilleries we want to go to
and link it
and
together.
connect them with anything but highway.
Give me the pins, I'll try to figure it out.
Well, right, but that's at the same time, like, I know if there's some level of knowledge of the area, that helps.
That's in Kentucky. Yeah, Kentucky.
Yeah. It's so, like, the problem for me is, like, I'm mapping it. I don't know if the Daniel Boone Backcountry Byway is anywhere near where we're going. So, like, I can't just...
I may have, on Gaia, I may have the DBBBB on my Gaia.
Yeah, I've been trying to figure out if...
I think I may.
If there's, like... There's got to be a forum somewhere. There's got to be something somewhere where people are sharing files.
You know where you can just go ask is the F-bomb
Sure.
chat.
I was going to say... I was going to reach out to Kelly, like...
Like, I have the whole Transamerican Trail on my Gaia.
Right. Yeah.
I've got all of the East Coast BDRs. I've got Virginia. I've got Virginia Overland. I've got North Carolina.
But to that point,
Ohio.
All the BDRs are publicly available.
Yeah.
Rimrocker's publicly available. Like, the entire area of Moab's publicly available. Like, why on the East Coast do we feel the need to gatekeep our public trails?
Because we're assholes.
I may have had to... Did I have to pay for the BDRs? It may have been like $1 or $2.
If you go to the BDR, I think they accept donations for it.
That's right.
But you don't have to donate to get them.
Yeah. Which is the right way to do it. Is we're trying to promote off-roading and healthy wheeling and all that stuff is
right. But
like I appreciate your work, and I did donate. I appreciate your work, and I'm gonna go enjoy this route, and I'm gonna be like help the community and like buy my groceries there, and that's really what you need to do to.
And hopefully somebody who works with the Daniel Boone Backcountry Byway listens and tells me I'm wrong, and it's
available.
Or the money goes to something significant for the trail as far as keeping the trail open. But the part of it I didn't like wasn't so much the money; it was the pay for the app and pay for the map.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a little obnoxious.
It's a lot of paying for stuff.
When you know there's 50 different apps out there,
yeah,
and if you just make it a universal file, like, I'm more likely to spend $5 on the file.
Yeah.
Oh, I will absolutely spend $5 on the file.
Right.
I'll probably never go there, but I'll still spend $5 on the file.
But yeah, if you're in Kentucky and you want to help map this, reach out, because
that'd be fun. The whiskey backroads trip, which we could also do in Virginia. There's a bunch of distilleries in Virginia we could do it with too. It'd be a little harder to link them.
I would
still be fun.
I wouldn't mind, and I was thinking about this for Expo, because if I don't know how consistently Chris listens, but if Chris comes down for Expo and is on the podcast, then can you tell who's got ADD in the group?
The bug flying around.
Trevor and I both were like, ooh.
It landed on him and watched it fly away.
I was thinking like because like Expo's kind of down in that Nelson County area where Devil's Backbone and Bull Rock. And all, like I would love to just do a mini version of that where it's just running trails and back roads, which it's all every road down there is beautiful.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Part of it's the Skyline Drive, Blue Ridge Parkway, like you don't even have to get off pavement and you're gonna have phenomenal driving.
Well, you can't get off pavement because there's not a lot of off pavement.
But there's a bunch of stuff down. Like
there's a bunch of stuff, but not a ton. You're gonna have to link it all together with pavement.
Right. But it, like for me, it was like linking Expo to say Devil's Backbone.
Yeah.
Which like trying to camp at Devil's Backbone that weekend's gonna be a mess.
It's already sold out.
Right. It's sold out this time of year every weekend anyway.
Yeah.
But it'd be fun to like just as a day trip, like just basically leave Expo, run some trails, work your way back north and I guess east a little bit, west a little bit there, because Arrington's.
It's pretty much dead north on.
Is it dead north?
It's pretty much dead north.
I think it was a little southeast of like Harrisonburg
it's pretty
and all
much
that.
dead north. Oh, of Harrisonburg? Yeah, it's a little east of Harrisonburg.
Yeah, basically work your way back towards Harrisonburg and Charlottesville and hop on 81 and come home.
Yeah.
But
I'm excited for Expo, man. That's gonna be a hell of a time. I mean,
as long as this weather stays, it's gonna be a really good weekend.
I've got a fucking packed schedule.
Yeah.
I've also got a sponsor.
Oh.
Gearhead Coffee.
Hey.
They're sponsoring me to go to Expo. I'm super excited.
Hell yeah.
At least as of right now, we've talked. We haven't done anything in writing.
Future
or signing. Future past. But yeah, Gearhead Coffee. Shout them out. I love them.
Got to get our order in.
I was gonna say we gotta stock up on the shop. We've blown through pretty much all of it at this point between selling it and consuming it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have it. My name is Tom, and I'm addicted to coffee.
And on top of that, I've got
Thank you, Gearhead, for supporting my addiction.
Even without
they're thanking you for supporting your own addiction.
Yeah. Even without you and Chris on the schedule, I think I still have 5 interviews that are booked.
Everything is content.
It's gonna be fucking busy.
I'm
so excited for it.
Can you not drink as much this time?
Oh no, I'll drink plenty. Zach will get compliments on his eyes again, and if I have anything to do with it, I'm working with Expo, and that will be the live podcast in front of an audience.
Nice.
I'm still waiting on an email from Expo, but they
might have to hold the release of this episode till after Expo.
Yeah,
no, it's fine.
The rate you're going,
yeah,
spilling all the secrets.
No, it's I'm very much looking forward to that. And PRI those are gonna be 2 really good events.
Expo is always I really thought we'd end up. What's the word I'm looking for?
I don't know.
Jesus, brain just shut off.
Exhibiting.
Exhibiting at Expo.
Yeah, that's
we got
a lot of work.
Well, it not only is a lot of work, but I really
It's also a lot of money.
Yeah, that's the money's the big one. But just kind of as the year has gone on, I'm unsure of the benefit of it for me at this point.
I think though,
and I almost rather attend the show as a consumer, than be there as a business. And it's strictly just to kind of gauge things, right? Like this has been a very weird year for us as a shop specifically, but 2 just as the market and the industry
has evolved.
Yeah.
I'd
almost call it devolved.
Yeah.
Like it's almost gone backwards as far as I think it's going to be less manufacturers at Expo.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be smaller.
I think it's
going to be more attendees, less companies. Does that make sense?
Yes.
I mean, the map is filled out. They released the map for East, and it is
I'll have to look
chock
at it.
full of people.
I haven't looked at it yet.
I haven't looked at the vendors list, but I know the map's out, and it is more packed than it was last year. So I'm excited to go and see the current state of the industry because it's a good
One of these days
it's a good gauge.
We'll go to West. We'll go to Flagstaff.
That would be awesome.
Because that's
like exhibiting at Expo. I don't know what you could get out of that because it's such a big reach, and being the shop is you're not going to draw people from 6 hours away to come get their shit. You might.
Well, and that was
to get their shit worked on.
That was part of my original thought was we had a really dynamic winter in the fact that like we did a fair number of builds. I would almost argue more than we normally would do through the winter.
Oh, yeah.
And I was kind of using that as my gauge of like, okay, like people are still spending the money. And then I wasn't willing to call it the industry when it first started, but like May hit and it very much went like 100% repair.
Yeah.
And I was like, is this because we just moved and we aren't doing as much work to get the bigger jobs and push ourselves as much as we normally do? Or is this the industry? And now here we are in September and
It's
I'm
still
like,
the same thing.
It's not quite the same.
It's not
but-
exactly the same, but it definitely feels more industry based than it does. Like
Yeah.
I'm not the only one having that same thought, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I feel like the right way, not that there's a wrong way to capitalize on Expo, but the right way to capitalize on Expo as a vendor is to be a retailer and to be selling something there.
Well, that was
to be selling.
I think
hey,
that's
put
the
your-
most
put your,
effective
Put
way
your
to-
down payment on your rooftop tent.
Yeah.
It'll
Yeah.
be delivered in
that's
a few weeks.
part
Hey,
of
we're selling camping gear.
Yeah.
Buy a $700 pillow.
Well, yeah, 'cause
buy
I-
a $300 chair.
Part-
Because how
of
many
the-
people have you seen go there and they're offering the show
Show
deal?
specials, yeah.
yeah,
it's
and
just-
that's what I'm doing. So this year when I go to Expo, I'm buying my Gazelle tent.
Ooh,
It's what I'm
big
buying.
spender.
It was
Is that a Jeep part?
No,
No.
that's camping equipment.
but the rooftop tent. It's
See-
not the rooftop
see,
tent. The roof rack is a Jeep part.
Right. Essential to the function of the Jeep. Tent, not essential to the function of the Jeep.
Because it's storage. I think storage stuff is
Jeep parts.
Jeep parts. So roof rack, so
Right.
I can.
To function as the Jeep as you need it, that is an essential to the function.
Yeah.
That is a Jeep part.
Yep.
Whether it's attached to the vehicle or not, I think is irrelevant. Because like, just because, like say like saddlebags for your roll bar, to me that's not a Jeep part. That's camping equipment. Because you don't need the saddlebags, but it makes camping nicer.
Correct.
Yeah.
That's camping equipment.
But the roof rack, Jeep part. I mean, it does free up space inside of the Jeep.
How's this for continuity between episodes?
Hey,
So it's like we literally just talked about this.
a week ago.
A week ago, duh.
Yeah.
Shut up, Tim.
I'm not wearing the same thing I did last week. I just happened to
This
do
is
laundry.
not the same beer I was drinking last
That's-
week.
It is not. You are correct.
It's a coinky dink.
Yeah. It just happens to be beautiful weather. I still also
I
need
do
to
have to-
mow my grass.
I do have to piss out the beer I drank last week, so
Yeah.
I will be right back.
Oh
you
my
guys
God.
continue your
So
conversation.
much for continuity.
This is bringing back Expo from last year all over again. We're gonna pause real quick because Tim's got to go tinkle.
Well, in Tim's defense, Expo last year, we marathoned like three
No, I know.
3 2-hour episodes, and they were all heavy drinking episodes.
Hey, you're still on camera.
It's that wide angle. Good thing it's not one of those macro lenses. You'd actually be able to see something. No, yeah, I'm with Tim. Expo is going to be a good time.
Oh yeah.
We gotta
I'm
probably figure out the logistics of
I'm
it here
contemplating
shortly.
driving down there for the Saturday
Yeah.
because it's just one of those like I know I can
I'm gonna do this right now. I'm gonna do this live.
live on camera 3 weeks behind. Rolling
Scroll
the scroll out.
I'm gonna text Chris.
Oh, what did I miss?
We're talking about how small your dick was.
Oh, that's nothing new. Yeah. So
Thankfully, you don't have a telescopic lens on your phone.
I had a
He's gonna need
hilarious. I had a hilarious thought. Is the Haley Walsh, the Hucktua girl?
Oh yeah.
Welsh, whatever it is.
Not
but,
Walsh. That's Dan Walsh.
But
Yeah.
she's very she's very
And that's
entertaining.
Lauren's sister.
But I love how
no, that's Hallie.
Damn it.
Yeah.
I love how she got a $100,000 podcast deal for talking about sucking a dick once.
Yeah.
We talk about sucking dick every week. No podcast deal.
That's because you didn't give any life wisdom along with sucking dick. You were just like sucking dick.
We're either sucking dick and talking about podcasts.
Also, it has nothing to do with talking about sucking dick.
She's hot.
It has everything to do with being an attractive blonde 20-something-year-old female.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Not
that,
three fat dudes in my yard. Just because you wear pit vipers doesn't make you hot, Tim.
Listen, I'm hot. I'm fucking in the sun right now.
It is a
I'm
little warm.
Baking.
I got a little boob sweat going.
That's all right. Tom, what are you looking up?
I'm texting Chris
Oh, okay.
about Expo.
Yeah, I'm excited for that. is I know
live in future past.
I know
Thomas texting
very
someone.
little about Chris, but from the stuff I know, I'm very excited for the conversation.
Yeah.
And if you come down for Expo, make sure it's on a day that Tom's not there, so you can be on some episodes.
Well, all right, so-
I can have a co-host.
I was thinking because you were gonna go down Friday.
Yeah. So
I was thinking about day tripping down Saturday
Yeah.
and hanging out.
Be prepared to be there early, so we can
No,
do
that's
a
fine.
podcast in the morning and stay late, so we can do a podcast at night.
Yeah, that's fine.
Because my schedule right now, it's literally 1 in the morning, 1 at night, every single day. I'm there.
I'm down. Because that's what, next weekend? No,
2
2 weekends.
2 weeks.
Yeah.
3 weeks. Next weekend is the 20th.
Correct.
Then the
21st.
weekend after that, it's the 28th.
Stink
And then
bugs.
it's the next weekend.
Yeah.
after that.
Okay. Yeah.
Future Past. I don't know when this one comes out.
Probably
I
the weekend, the week of Expo.
Maybe.
I think so.
I think it does. Yeah, this comes out the week of
Yeah.
Expo, so Tuesday before.
Yeah.
Very excited for it. As you can tell, we spent the last 3, 4, 5 episodes talking about it.
Well,
I love this event every year.
But that's the thing is, I think it's one of those events that, regardless of I think what's going on in the industry, I think it's always just one of those kind of enjoyable. It's close to home. It's easy to get to.
it's a collaboration of minds. There's so many people that come
Yeah,
out to it.
well, and like how many, we've been down there enough times at this point. You always find someone to have a good conversation with, regardless of
Yeah.
what they're selling. And like the last time we were down there talking to the guy about the tires, and all of a sudden he starts whipping out beard oil and all.
Oh,
and you're,
yeah,
and
he
you're
was
just
doing
like, you're just like, this conversation has had like 4 different phases,
Yeah.
and it's only been a 15-minute conversation.
Well, and the best
Like,
thing about that conversation, it was started because Tim walked up to the marketing guys and went, "What do you know about them red labels?"
Yeah.
And he turned around and went,
what do you know?
"What do you know
them
about red labels? We're at Overland Expo." And we were like, "We like garbage." He's like, "I love garbage." And an hour later, we're sipping Gearhead Coffee
Yeah.
and talking about flex rocks and rollovers with him at Overland Expo.
Yeah.
And right before he leave, he goes, "Here's this beard oil I make at home.
Yeah.
It's been some of
Yeah.
the best beard oil I've ever used in my life."
Another one I really want to do is the Carlisle Jeep
Yeah.
weekend. I've heard that's
yeah.
a really good one, a really good event.
That so it's funny because like Smoky Mountain has always been like Jeep Invasion has always been on my list, and depending on who you talk to, it's just turned into a duck fest,
Yeah,
which like makes me not want to go anymore. But then like you talk to like Tommy, and Tommy's like, no, it's a great weekend because nobody's on the trails
yeah.
because it's
Fair.
a duck fest, and it's
Fair.
like, oh, see, now all of a sudden it kind of becomes because like
I would say
like-
hidden gym again.
You
I
go,
don't-
You go to the show for a day and you go wheeling every other
right,
day.
like I don't mind, like I like
But then it's also a good industry event because you have
right.
Warren, Jeepcables. They went this year.
Yep.
They came down
Rockcrawler was there.
from Washington State. I think
Yeah.
is where Jeepcables is.
Are they West Coast?
They're West Coast.
I thought they were like
No, they're Uber West
Illinois
Coast.
or something.
No, they're PNW.
Wow.
But they came
Pretty
down.
sure?
They came down last year. I'm pretty sure.
When I was just talking to
And because he asked me last year and he asked me this year. He said, are you guys going to Smoky Mountain Jeep Invasion? Because I've never crossed paths with him, and he's 6 hours from here. I'm like, I should go just for that one guest on the show. But
I may have inadvertently talked
Must do.
Backwoods Adventure Mods
Yeah, shout out.
into going to Expo East because when we
really?
were talking
So-
to him
so-
about Rick's stuff,
Yeah.
he was like, "Yeah, we've been going back and forth." I was like, "I think it'd be good for you
I don't
guys.
know.
Like, there's a lot of
that's a brand I don't know. What do they do?
it's
They
a-
listen to the podcast.
They
Do
do
they really?
actually.
They
yeah.
do.
I went to
All
go
right.
place an order
yeah.
one day, and he's like, "You guys, is that the dirt drive?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he goes, "Oh, dude, I've been listening to all your episodes." I was like, "Oh shit."
Just give them a plug. I don't know. them.
We have.
Yeah.
No.
No, but
What
yeah.
do they,
this
what do
shit-
they do?
They-
What do they produce?
Toyota Boy stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Bumpers,
But,
like really nice bumpers.
Nice bumpers.
Like nice enough bumpers that new Brian, who has a Tacoma, is
Not Shop Troll.
yeah, not our gnome, not shop gnome.
We still
New
love
Brian.
Shop Gnome.
Yeah, the what's it?
New Brian.
New Brian.
I mean, we have to
we have to
differentiate.
differentiate.
Good thing he's not black.
That's
Black Brian.
That's a rescue me joke at its finest.
Yeah, it is.
Wow, that's going full circle on life. But no, he's like,
We would appreciate if he was black too. Like everyone's welcome.
Tim,
to
you're
walk into
making it
shop.
worse, bud.
you're making it worse.
You're making it
That's
worse.
it's the joke from Rescue Me, and if you're old enough to have watched Rescue Me, you get it.
Yeah.
And if you have no idea what we're talking about, don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Anyway, new Brian has a Tacoma that he quote never is going to wheel, but he wants more lift, wheels, bumpers, all this stuff, and we're like, okay, so
What
do
year
it.
taco?
23.
Oh, brand
Notice
new.
my side eye, Chad.
It's not. It's not a TRD though.
Yeah, it's fine.
But he caught a little bit of the hail damage from the hailstorm a few weeks ago, and he's like been panicking about his hail for like the last 3 weeks.
Yeah, it's when you take the payout and you get the roof rack.
To the
and just
no.
That's what I told him.
No.
It's literally what
You need to
But
understand.
he also has like literally 4 dents.
To
That's
to,
it.
Yeah,
to
take
the
the
point
payout.
where he talked to his therapist
Yeah.
about it.
Yes.
Wow.
Like the kid's got a
I mean,
little bit of anxiety.
Yeah. In his defense, it's his first new car purchase. Like
I will say
I
his-
respect the fact that he cares
His
for it.
bed cover was fucked.
Yeah, but that's normal.
Yeah, but that's
Same thing
when,
happened to
when
my
you call
dad's, like-
insurance and you get the payout and put a roof
Right.
rack on it.
And bumpers and winch and lights and everything else he says he wants. But he was like, I'm not doing a bumper because then I'm gonna have to do a lift, and I don't want to do more lift. And then we did
the
backwards
backwards
bumper, which like they are similar to like what the trend is right now, which is you do a heavy duty steel like winch mount, frame mount,
Yeah.
and then an aluminum cover.
Yep.
And like
It's nice.
So it,
like,
it still looks nice.
Dude, you
No,
can,
it
you
looks-
can, you
well,
can
and that's-
fucking curl the
he
bumper.
goes to put it all together, and he's got the winch on and the mounts on the truck and everything. He goes, all right, I just need a hand with the bumper. And I'm like, what do you need a hand with the bumper for? He goes, I can't lift that by myself. And I'm like, okay.
Bet you can.
And I literally picked my side up with 2 fingers, and I go, you still need help? And he was like,
Like they're
oh.
awesome.
He's like, I didn't think it was gonna be that light. I was like, it's aluminum. I told you this. I'm like, that's one, why they're expensive, but 2, why it like that's the bumper we sell because it's that good. And they do
Yeah.
the same thing with the rear bumper. The swing arms on the rear bumpers are really nice. Like it is good quality shit. They have a bunch of stuff. We really need to like look at the rest of the catalog.
The further I get into overlanding, the more I love Toyota stuff because the Toyota there's so much.
I mean, that's what
support for
that's what
Toyota
those
stuff.
cars are built for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
soft-
why
soft-roading.
That's why
Yeah.
the argument between Jeep and Toyota is always so funny because it's like they
Also-
both have
yeah.
their purpose.
One was built for war, and one was built for dirt roads.
well, it,
Yeah, pretty much.
yeah, but it's like people want to say, it's like the amount of money you'd have to put into a Toyota to make it the same as a Jeep in a rock crawling situation. You're tripling your cost.
But it's also the
The
same
same
amount of
way-
money you have to put into a Jeep to make it as comfortable as a Toyota.
Yeah.
But that's the funny
Right.
part, right? Is it's just like they each have their purpose.
What's your priority? We've beat this to death on
Yeah.
this show. Yeah.
It's funny because the conversation comes up now again because of new Brian, and he sits there. No, it's blah, blah, blah," and I'm like, dude,
No, he gets it.
you can have your preference.
He
It's
wants
fine.
an maybe he'll buy your XJ.
Okay, sold.
$750.
That's it. Yeah.
Honestly, I've come down on the price a little bit. If-
$725.
not running. It's
the
a
battery's not new anymore, so
How's it not? I thought you said you like Rock
Yeah.
Auto. You asked me for the Rock Auto discount code.
you know what it was?
No, I bought the
that Amazon
the,
fuel pump.
the JK parts. For the Rocco discount
It's
code.
it's that Amazon fuel pump.
Yeah.
So I can actually hear the fuel pump turn on. It's when it cranks, it doesn't start. It's the cam position sensor, the crank position sensor,
Or both.
or both. Yeah. So, and then it also needs a brake booster because neither of you at the cove with me with the Blue Mountain Jeep Alliance guys back in
Yeah.
June of 22, 23,
The
We
fact that you have
suck
to
at
think
this.
23.
back that
You know.
hard.
I gotta.
That's the last time it ran. So that's the last time
Yeah.
it came off the trails was
I mean,
that the Blue Mountain Jeep Alliance.
the
It was
YJ's
it was
really
last
no
year.
better.
I mean, none of our shit right now is really any better.
Actually, no. False.
My JK does great. It's
Both-
just got a little.
Both,
loose
both of
there.
our rock crawlers are better than yours.
Correct.
Ours have left the parking lot this decade.
And my Overlander is
Technically-
by far the best.
I won't go that far.
My Overlander? How's your Overlander doing?
I mean, it drove across the country and back.
How's it doing currently?
It's getting fixed. You just did ball joints in yours.
It didn't need them. No.
First of
It
all,
was still
first of all,
it was still tight.
first of all,
Oh,
it's a
it was
JK.
tight.
It needed them.
Yeah. Yes. It's got a point there.
No, the reason I did the whole overhaul is because one of the ABS sensors was going out,
Oh.
and I was able to sell my wife on a full front end rebuild.
Okay.
Sell your wife or sell yourself?
No, sell my wife because I was able to pay
Again.
with the joint account.
Again, I'll tell you what.
Future Tim Duck.
The difference between my JK and my YJ is
Nothing right now because they're both broken.
no. The JK does move under its own power. 1,
Yeah.
2. All of the parts to fix it are on
the shop.
hand, and it is literally will be on a lift in 24 hours and be
That's fair.
fixed
Potentially.
by tomorrow.
To go wheeling
2 weeks from now,
2 weeks from now, future past.
probably.
Which
Maybe.
you're good. Who are you talking to when you go there?
The Trevor's Not Molly.
Caitlin.
It's a cystic fibrosis ride or charity ride out at Doe Valley, which is some private property in Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
Never been. It's only like 3 hours away.
They literally only open the park for this ride once a year. So it's kind of cool.
It's on the agenda to figure out this week at the shop, assuming the Jeep runs and we're actually going.
Yeah.
So I'll probably still trailer it just.
Oh, absolutely.
Just for the.
I mean, you just got all that work done. What'd you have done to your truck? Because you just got a bunch of work done to your truck relatively recently.
Changed the oil.
Well, you had the injectors done. And
No.
You changed the fuel filter.
No, the return lines got redone.
You changed the fuel filter.
And a new fuel filter. That's part of the oil change.
Yeah, that's part of the
I actually had to do another oil change and put tires on it, but.
Yeah, but you shouldn't need
your
another
truck
new
is
fuel
like
filter.
Fresh now. It's good. It's mechanically good to go.
No.
Here's the thing. So it was April.
Fuel gauge still doesn't work properly.
Cobbler's kid.
No, it does work properly. I just didn't interpret it properly.
Oh, okay.
So when I did the fuel, I had to do the fuel lines, but I had the return lines under the valve covers done because they were leaking the fuel into the oil.
Yeah, that's a nightmare to do because you got to take the whole top of the motor apart.
I was just like, not a chance at hell. I had the parts. Found a great diesel shop. Shout out Sebastian Clement, Sterling, Virginia. If you need diesel work done,
if you don't want to do your own.
Yeah, I refuse to work on that fucking motor.
For good reason.
But yeah, it was a very reasonable price for getting the work done.
There's a squirrel just sitting there chilling, looking at us.
Who's got ADD now?
Yeah.
Do you not see him just staring
He's
at us?
not wrong,
chilling?
though. That
Can
squirrel...
you take a picture of that? So I can just lay that into the episode? The squirrel's just watching us?
Nope,
it's
he's
gone
gone
away. God damn it.
He was just chilling there.
He was chilling there looking at us, hanging out, having a great time. He's like, these guys are pretty interesting. Hey, squirrel.
It's
our first live podcast.
He's clearly an overlander.
Live studio audience. Hey, squirrel, while you're at it, like and subscribe on YouTube and leave us a review wherever you listen to podcasts. We appreciate you, squirrel.
He blends in with the woods.
He does.
Squirrel!
Wow, the babies are awake now.
Yeah, they were awake before we started.
My child doesn't sleep.
Basically, I didn't want to do anything else to the truck until I knew the motor was going to be fine. Motor seems to be healthy. It doesn't seem to be making oil. I'll know for sure when I do this oil change. That'll be the confirmation that, like, if 10 or less quarts come out of it, we're in good shape. And then
how much oil this took.
Yeah, and then I will put the new tires on and start doing the rockers, cab corners, and really make the truck good because it's it still runs great. There's nothing wrong with the truck mechanically, outside of a couple leaks, but it's 20 years old, so I'm just kind of following if it stops leaking, put more fluid in it.
Damn straight. I see, because those Duramaxes, like that your truck or that body style of truck are around everywhere.
Yeah.
Every time I see one,
there's one locally on Facebook Marketplace right now.
How much?
$25,000. It's got 90,000 miles on it.
Wow.
The thing is, it's
so
an 06. Nice. It is. It's an LT, so it's leather interior. It's the GMC. It is LBZ. It is spotless.
Well,
and
it'll fetch 25. And 25 is not a bad deal for that.
The problem is the 06 does have an EGR,
but you can delete it.
But it doesn't have DEF.
Correct.
DEF didn't come until 07. So it is technically, just bleep this part out, deletable. Just in case the EPA.
EPA!
Yeah, every
no, I don't. I'm gonna do the conversion from Edison Motors that makes it an EV.
Every time I see one, I'm like, God damn, I missed that truck. Then, like, if Mackenzie's sitting there, she'll go, "You don't miss that truck." I'm like, "No, I do. It was a nightmare. It was rushing to pieces. But if I would have had the money to fix the rust, I'd still own that truck today.
I desperately want to find
by far my favorite truck.
Yeah, I desperately want to find a 6-foot work body for it, and just make it like
Trey, like a true Aussie truck.
No, like a Redding body.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Like cabinet.
Yeah.
I've thought about making my own.
Body.
Yeah. It'll suck because I won't be able to throw pallets in the back of it and haul them out here to burn them as easily. But
you still can a little bit.
I like the color matched work bodies because you only ever see them on white trucks, right? It's a white work body on a white truck because it's a work truck. But I'm like, if I can find one, get it painted to match, freshen everything up, redo the seats,
that'd be a hell of a hauler. Any trip you take, you've got all your shit right there.
So good. All the parts, all the tools.
Yeah.
just put everything in it and just like nothing
just
in the
go.
bed, like all the camping gears in a cabinet, lockable.
Tire rack above the cab.
Well, like chase truck without the off-road capabilities, because like it's a tow rig at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Like it's will always be the Toverlander.
Yeah,
but
put some Falcon Wild Peak AT3s on there.
Fun fact about
AT4s.
that.
They're already on there.
They will be. Well, actually, probably about the time this gets released, they will be. My dumbass accidentally ordered the wrong tires for a customer for his Pathfinder. I ordered the RTs
Instead of the
and
AT4s.
instead of the
Still a good
AT4Ws. Happened that the Pathfinder is a 16-inch wheel. Tires were mounted and driven on, so
Can't
not
return 'em.
returnable. And I'm like, damn.
What's the load rating?
E.
Oh, all right.
I was like, who the hell are we gonna sell 16-inch tires to? Bing! And then a week later, I have my truck at the shop, and I'm like, damn, these tires are cupped as fuck. Oh, hey, these are 16s.
We've got a set.
So yeah, I'm probably gonna paint the wheels when I do the tires too.
Yeah.
Please.
Are you gonna do the
I think I'm gonna go bronze,
like strip them and
red Scotch Brite and some spray paint.
nice? You're not gonna
Who
do
are
like
you
the,
talking to? It's his own vehicle.
That's what we talked about before. Is having
Look, just
powder-
because he used to
or,
paint wheels for a
not powder
living.
coated.
truck.
That's fine.
Say
you
it
can
with me,
still
Tim.
you can still have it done right.
Work. It will be. It'll be cleaned, scuffed, and painted.
You gotta strip all the
He's not
clear
going to
coat
do
off
the
there.
$400 a
I don't
wheel
have to.
job that he used to.
I don't have to take the
Then
clear
it's just
coat
gonna
off.
bubble your paint off.
Actually, that's probably a good excuse for me to get the sandblaster going.
Yeah.
Then I could just sandblast the wheels.
Exactly.
Did you find a motor for it?
For the sandblaster? Don't you have my sandblaster?
That isn't going to cost
No, I have a
$1,000 through
cabinet at
Snap-on?
the shop.
Oh, I thought you have my sandblaster too.
I do. That's in the
my
garage.
Eastwood, yeah.
But I have a Snap-on one at the shop.
Oh, even better.
Did you find a not $1,000 Snap-on motor
Not
for it?
yet, but I will.
Yeah.
If I can find parts for our cheap Chinese imported two-post lifts, I can definitely find a motor for less than what Snap-on's going to sell it to me for. And that was the advice
Hey,
of
they're
the Snap-on
Ben
guy.
Packs.
Ben Pack is also cheap imported lifts. They're just not as cheap imported lifts as Atlas.
They're not as cheap and not as imported.
Literally, so the funny thing about it is the lift company that remember the original guys that worked on that black lift
Oh, yeah,
when we
yeah.
moved
Yeah.
that
Yeah, he was like,
I mailed the check, but then their address got changed and there was
Yeah.
the whole back and forth.
Yeah.
And like they stopped calling. I left multiple messages. I figured maybe they found the check, whatever it was. They ended up showing up at the shop one day and was like, "Hey, I know we've been trying to sort this out, whatever. Like, can we just get a check?" And I wrote him the check. And I asked him why it was there, and I was like, "Hey, that same lift is leaking down." And he goes, "You're gonna have to rebuild the cylinders." And I was like, "Oh, like, is it worth it to rebuild them, or do you think it's just easier to buy new ones?" He goes, "With the Chinese crap, you never know. It's probably just cheaper to buy new ones." And I was like, "Okay."
Cheaper and worth it are two very different conversations.
Well, right. So I kind of wrote it off, and then I started doing some research on my own. Yeah, come to find out, the leaking down thing, usually not a cylinder issue. It's usually the valve issue.
That would make sense.
Valve was $60.
Yeah, that would make 100%
Yeah.
sense. If the
I was looking
cylinder's
at
holding,
$700 a cylinder to replace them, or like $1,500 a cylinder to rebuild them,
yeah.
which I could buy a new lift for $2,500.
yeah,
But I was like, you know what? I'm going to trust the internet. I'm going to buy a $60 part. If it doesn't work, I'm out $60.
And it worked.
And it worked. Go figure.
God.
Still got to top
Damn.
that other one off.
Yeah. That's, maybe we'll
How
do
are
it
you
tomorrow.
liking the new shop a lot?
Yeah.
It's all right. It's all right. It's a little better than the old place.
Trevor's just mad because his AC broke, and it's September, so I'm not replacing the AC until
I mean,
March.
well, I'm not as
there
mad
a
about
winter
it
unit for it?
now.
no, it's a mini split.
Okay.
Yeah.
And honestly, it's not
3 weeks ago was a little more infuriating.
It's not that it broke; it just keeps freezing over on itself and stops
Like almost
cooling.
instantly.
Like within 15 minutes of running, regardless of how humid. Because I was like, it's cooled off now. Maybe it won't freeze over, and it's like you turn it on, and 5 minutes later it's frozen, and it's
Yeah.
not blowing air anymore. So it's like, it's just some. Well, that mini split came with the shop and is such cheap Chinese knockoff
it's
crap.
so garbage.
It only displays Celsius. You can't switch it to Fahrenheit.
Yeah,
Damn.
it's garbage.
That's how cheap and shitty it is.
It's
Damn.
garbage.
That's good stuff.
Yeah. So yeah, that'll be a winter project at some point.
Just what you need, another winter project.
That's at least
winter,
an easy
What
one.
winter
It's a-
projects do you guys
I-
have coming up? Like anything cool at the shop that you have coming in over the winter?
PJ's axles, the
Yeah,
YJ.
PJ's axles. he stripped him most of the way down.
Yeah, he did. He got the brackets cut off and everything.
Once the JK's up and running with the new arms and the diff fixed, that'll get. Like, I'm gonna stop messing with that for a while and get the axles under the YJ.
Yeah.
I really like.
Yeah, because you got to test and tune on that one for Sean's stuff too, you know.
Yeah.
For Sean stuff.
Yeah, our good old Terra Overland Sean.
Yeah.
Sends a text. Well, I ended up texting him. He called. I texted him. We're talking. He's got some nice plans for a little birthday present for himself. He's got
YJ issues right now. Last time I talked to him.
Yeah, and,
we're gonna fix those.
He bent a spring or something like that, and
we're gonna fix those.
So, I love him to death. He's got to get off the forums. He put boomerang shackles on it.
Oh,
and he's like, ever since I did that, it doesn't ride right.
Yeah, because boomerang shackles are garbage.
I was like, yeah, it's because they're for rock crawling at 3 miles an hour over obstacles, not cruising down the highway or mountain roads with 1,000 pounds of rooftop 10 on top of it.
Yeah.
And he goes,
yeah, I invited him out with me when I went out to West Virginia.
Yeah.
He was like, oh, I can't make it. I got trouble with the YJ. And I'm like, God damn it, Sean.
So he told me he's got plans to do the TAT. So he wants to get the YJ refreshed before that. He was thinking coilovers. He's like, what about the Genrite coilover kit? And I was like, how much are you willing to spend? And he's like, 20. I was like, you can't do coilovers.
Yeah. No.
He's like, what? I was like, the coilover kit's going to cost 12.
Yeah.
And that doesn't include the full width 1-ton axles you need to run or any of the work to put it all together. And also, you're going to need to relocate the fuel tank, back half the frame, change like body, like you're going to have to comp cut the body. Like it's
a $40,000 bill.
If you're gonna
minimum.
spend 20 on a YJ, just buy a decent TJ, and it'll ride. A decent TJ will ride better than a $20,000 YJ.
Yeah, but he's got the sentimental connection to the YJ.
I know.
So
Oscar Mike,
this
man.
is what we're. I honestly haven't even proposed it to him yet because I'm still working on the details. Set a used Rubicon JK axles. 410s, E-lockers, done. $5,000 on eBay. Axles are built. We don't have to touch them. Maybe some fresh bearings. You're good to go. Master cylinder for brakes. Keep stock wheelbase so we don't have to do anything crazy steering-wise. He's already got a good steering because we put the Barnes heavy-duty 1-ton Y-Link in it a while back. So we'll have to do linkage, but we might be able to just like cut the ends out. I'll have to mess with it, figure it out, but.
Is Barnes steel or is that aluminum?
That one was steel.
Okay, yeah.
But basically do what I'm doing with the YJ, but do a parallel 4-link instead of a 3-link for him on the front.
Hey,
Coil
Cloud.
springs, shocks, and then like since he's got enough of a budget, probably just order up some custom Deaver rear leafs for the weight, but still a soft ride.
Yeah.
And then like I got to talk to him. For what he wants to do with it, I think he would benefit from stretching it.
Yeah, absolutely. You would benefit from stretching any two-door Jeep.
Right.
The stock wheelbase of a two-door Jeep is never enough.
Yeah. But JK Rubicon axles, 35s, coils and long arms for the front, leafs in the rear. That way,
so make an XJ out of it.
Basically, yeah.
Suspension XJ.
Which is, I mean, that's exactly what I'm doing. Just I'm going more rock crawler as far as the hydro steering and everything else, especially with the stretch.
Yeah,
but
that'd be a nice build.
Yeah,
that's one you should document.
Planning on it.
Got to get those cameras.
Cell phones.
Yeah, so my camera cell phone.
Yeah, you
current
lost
events. No, I didn't lose it.
Well, you lost it.
It died.
Yeah, you lost it
into the water.
The shop Jeep may or may not have a bit of a roof leak, which what JK doesn't have.
I was gonna say, you mean a JK leaks water?
Listen, I've stopped taking my Freedom panels off, and it doesn't leak anymore.
They will eventually.
My Freedom panels are mounted permanently; they're never coming off again.
They will eventually. I promise you.
Yeah, I mean, it's
called compression.
It's called rubber.
I will RTV it. It will never.
There you go. That works. It's Rebond.
Oh yeah,
that's the Mopar RTV, and that's an adhesive.
That shit works.
That shit will work.
It will never come off.
It only works when you reapply it after the factory applied it.
Yeah.
Like every upper and lower oil pan gasket on every 3.6 ever made.
Well, that's because they just went 1 dot.
Yeah,
Hey.
the robot did not put enough on there.
No.
But yeah, I mean that's. I think
is that a winter? Is he doing that this winter?
We are still in the planning stages. Maybe by the time this comes out, it'll be sorted.
Work through a little bit.
But yeah, I think like I gotta lean on the used JK Rubicon axles thing because like it's
too easy.
It's just so easy. And like,
So my plan is I hope you give up on the YJ and put the tons under the JK, and then I'll buy your front 44.
To put under what?
The JK.
For why?
For why? Just to have more beef.
It's an Overlander.
That's fine. It'll be nice to have.
I'm not
a
giving up on the
44.
YJ.
You're gonna give up on
I'm
the
not
YJ.
giving up on the YJ. I'm doing buggy things.
Just
because
you gave up on the XJ doesn't mean anyone
No,
else
you're
is giving up on
the
their
YJ.
shit.
The YJ is done.
Why?
I'm calling it. I'm just calling it.
All he has to do is put it back together.
Yeah.
It literally
All
would
he has
run
to-
as it sits.
We don't know that. He hasn't started it since he put the cylinder heads back on it.
So?
Because I don't want to mount the radiator. Like, I got to pull the steering box out. There's a lot of work. I'm not saying there's not a lot of work to do, and I'm not saying it's gonna be ready in 3 months. I'm not giving up on it though.
Oh, I
No,
think
that's
it's
a
done.
cool project. Like,
I think
that's-
it's done.
I have 50% of the parts to finish it. Like, the only thing I don't have is the axle truss and the steering.
The only one that doesn't have an excuse sitting here is you.
Oh, I know. I absolutely know that.
Yeah, yours is actually
Ready to
fixable.
go.
Yeah, I just need like literally $100 worth of parts right now.
Yeah.
That's all I
Okay.
need.
And maybe
Listen, I gotta buy a tent. Those are expensive.
maybe
I'm gonna spend
if you
3 times as much on the tent as I
if
would
you
on the
weren't
parts.
so lazy with your Jeep, the rest of us would be motivated to finish our Jeep, so we
Yeah.
had friends to go Jeeping with.
Listen, I have a Jeep
Yeah,
that works
you
perfectly
bum.
fine.
Yeah, but you're not gonna. You didn't even bring it to Moab.
It's because I didn't have to. Duh. If we would have had 5 Jeeps and 7 people, that trip would have been, the trip out there and back would have been a nightmare.
We could have found more people.
We tried to find more people.
No,
It
we didn't
didn't
try that
work.
hard.
No, we didn't try as hard.
AK tried to kidnap a customer.
He did try and kidnap a
Who
customer.
did he try and kidnap?
A customer.
So we had a customer. We had just finished his lift, wheels and tires. AK happened to be at the shop the day he was picking up, and like just AK being AK, he starts chatting with him, talking to him, whatever, and like finds out that he lives in Arlington, and
like 2 streets away from
and
AK.
like 2 weeks later, the customer comes back for his retorque, and he tells us that he ran into our buddy AK. I'm like, oh, that's cool. He goes, yeah, he invited me on your Moab trip, and we're like, oh, really? He goes, yeah, I was crossing the street to walk home from the gym, and he pulled up to the intersection and yelled out the window, do you want to come to Moab with me and the Dirt Nerds? I need a co-pilot.
You want to come to Moab?
In an intersection in Arlington.
That's fantastic.
And he's like, I really wish I could make it. And I was like, I mean, the customer, Jacob was cool. Like, I would have very much enjoyed him
Yeah,
in Moab. But
Jacob's a good dude.
But we were like, AK,
Buddy.
why are you soliciting our customers in intersections?
Like, buddy.
And he's like, what? He's such a nice guy. And I'm like, I know he is, but like, we don't really know him.
Don't want not a stranger, but don't want like randos.
Yeah.
No, the next Moab trip we do, I would like to have a limited slip, at least a limited slip in the back of the JK, and the JK's going.
Oh.
It was for me the big reason to not bring the JK
didn't
was
stop Marshall and his
was the
XJ
track-
on 31s
he
from
also
doing
didn't
Hell's
ru-
Revenge.
Yeah, I could have done Hell's Revenge, but the other trails we were
You could
doing,
have done
the
all of them.
traction aids would have made a big difference.
I'm not saying it wouldn't have, but you still could have done them.
Next time we go to
You
Moab,
could have
I'll bring
done
the Jeep.
all of
listen,
them.
You heard it
Listen.
here first.
Listen, we determined, I'm pretty sure documented on a podcast episode, there was maybe 2 lines the entire week that needed lockers.
Yeah, I know.
I remember the first time I turned them on, I was like, I didn't need to do that. And then like I took some dumb lines with lockers on, and it worked. And it was questionable whether or not I needed lockers. I just did it for
Fun.
not just safety, really.
Yeah.
Like this is a sketchy line. I don't want to spin a tire. I'm gonna flip the switch now, just in case.
Yeah.
And like I said, I think 2 lines the entire weekend, because I was the only one selectable. 2 lines the entire weekend that I took different than anybody else, and lockers were a benefit.
Yeah.
Yeah, before I get into any of the harder stuff than the overlanding stuff, I'd
Gotta
like
pay it off.
I
That
have
too.
to pay it off. But
bank don't like
I do
that.
want to do a
Get
limited.
divorced.
I do want. One comes in the other.
Yes.
No, I do want to do a limited slip in the back.
Sure.
It's like-
It's a great
yeah.
idea. Can't beat the old True Tracks.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that's
Was that a group text that just went off?
no. It was,
Okay. I just got one too. That's what
your
I was
wife?
asking.
You're just being a biggity bitch.
No, I am. I'm absolutely being a big.
Let me ask you this. If let's say
Because I have my rock crawl and I have my overlander.
Listen,
I don't want to. I don't want to
hypothetically
breach
speaking.
the gap too much.
Hypothetically speaking, money is not part of this conversation.
Yeah.
We plan a Rubicon trip, Rubicon Trail.
The XJ is going.
Okay.
So was that your question?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
The XJ is going.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's getting trailered out. Either.
I may or may not have looked into some of this already.
Yeah. If we're doing a cross country driving trip without trailers, the JK's going.
100%.
If we're doing a trailer our shit out there,
Oh yeah.
the XJ's going.
So this is the beauty.
But
of
then my issue comes in is I need to ask my dad to borrow his truck for 2 weeks, and that's a tough question to ask for.
If we start saving now, we can afford a 2030 Rubicon trip.
Nice. Let's do it.
It would, roughly speaking, to buy out a hauler and ship 4 or 5 Jeeps would be about 10 grand round trip.
It's hateful. All right.
Split 5 or 6 ways, it's $2,000 a person.
Okay.
That's why you
That
said
doesn't-
start saving now.
No,
It's
I
worth
know.
6 years away.
But that's also basically the fuel bill to tow it out there yourself.
Oh no, I know. Yeah,
So
10,
then-
10 grand
right.
for 6 trucks to haul
No.
6 Jeeps.
It's not. It's
No, I
one.
know, but I'm saying
Right.
like for all of us
But
to have
that's
our
what I'm
own
saying.
truck,
Two
hauling our
two
own
grand
Jeep.
each is what it would cost me in diesel fuel to hook up the trailer and tow the YJ to the Rubicon and
Yeah.
back, if not more. So to do it in one truck, and you split that giant bill multiple ways and get everything out there in one shot, and we make a family vacation out of it. Fly into Tahoe with the family.
Oh, we're doing real well at this point.
Yeah.
That's why he said start saving now.
2030.
2030.
We got 5 years.
Unless
Fly-
you guys want to buy our shit.
Yeah, fly into Tahoe. Hold up at a resort for the week in Tahoe. Wives and kids are at the pool, at the lake, paddleboarding, hiking, do whatever they want. We go do the Rubicon in 2 days, back with the family for the rest of vacation. Trucks go back on the trailer. They get shipped home. We fly home. Everybody's happy. Only takes a week to do, and roughly.
God, you got big dreams.
It's not that big of a dream, dude.
Seems like a pretty big dream.
How much? If you were to take a family of 4 to Disney World for a week, how much do you think that costs?
It's like $5 grand.
Like 5 to 7 grand, yeah.
Yeah. So to do a
That's actually more than that.
to do a week in Tahoe with your own Jeep would cost about 5 to 7 grand with your family. It's a family vacation.
Look, you're talking to the guy that doesn't want to spend the last $100 on parts to make his XJ run. Okay?
Well, I
but
do.
it's our fault because our Jeeps don't run.
No, I absolutely do. I absolutely do want to spend the extra $100. It's just.
But there's no reason to because we're all going to give up on our Jeep so he can give up on his
Yeah,
Jeep.
exactly.
It's called projection.
Well, so
Even though
I-
he's the first one to
He's-
give up on his
right.
Jeep.
He's projecting. He wants to give up on his Jeep, but he
Oh,
can't because we're going to
absolutely.
give him so much shit. And he knows that if we give up on our Jeeps, then he can give up on his Jeep.
Ain't gonna fucking happen, bud.
Here's the problem. If I put tons under the JK, what do you think I'm going to do? The same trails I would do in the YJ.
Yeah, exactly.
I want to have 2 Jeeps. I want to have my Overlander grocery getter highway Jeep, i.e. 4-door JK with nice suspension and all-terrain tires, and then I want to have my rock crawler.
And we all moved away from JKs. A bunch of us started off with JKs. There's no fun in going back to them. Because now we all have different vehicles.
Well, see, that's the irony of this, right? The 2 guys that didn't start with JKs
Have
now have
JKs.
now have
JKs.
JKs
Yeah.
and going, holy shit,
These
air
are nice.
conditioning.
Yeah. Hell yeah, this is fucking
Air
high
conditioning,
class.
and it starts every morning.
Holy
shit! But the guys who started with JKs have the garbage broken down in the parking lot for 7 years.
Has it been 7 years?
It hasn't been 7 years. No, it hasn't.
We picked up the Comanche
Pre-COVID.
the
like
same
19?
the same day we picked up the CJ7.
So it was 2017,
which was
when
the-
I bought my JK.
Sorry, you're right. It was 2018.
It was like 18 or 19.
It was 19.
It was 2018
No,
So-
it was.
because we picked it up literally. I bought that CJ the week after I proposed to my wife, and that was November of 2018 because we got married in 2019. So it's been 6 years. Sorry. And it's only ever lived in my driveway or in my shop parking lot.
How many projects have you finished in that time?
I mean, a lot, technically.
Really?
Cherokee Chief?
That wasn't a project.
Oh, it was absolutely a project.
Oh my
It was
god.
absolutely a project. Scrap Heap?
The CJK never got
That
finished.
also, I don't
CJK
really,
never got finished.
I don't really classify Scrappy as a project. You put a lift kit and some tires on it.
Scrappy was a...
And a cylinder head.
That's not. That's
And you
Gutted the
maintenance.
interior and painted the floor.
You kept it running for a long time.
Kept that running for a long time. That's a project.
If it goes on the trailer and it runs, it's a project.
The YJ was finished and then I broke it.
I don't know if I would have technically considered that finished though.
The YJ came to me not functioning.
Correct. Yes.
And has been on the trail twice.
Yeah. Broke both times.
Correct.
Once
wasn't my fault.
No, yeah.
Well, actually, both technically weren't my fault.
Correct.
Once was a design flaw that has been fixed.
Yes.
The second time, had it not been for the freak accident of that nut,
This
thing would I probably would have broke something else because it would have been running the rest of that year.
That still blows. Like finding the dent in your cylinder was fucking wild.
Still there.
If this thing never would have gotten hurt, I think the XJ would still be on the trails too.
I agree.
Like as soon as you guys get one of your Jeeps on the trails and want to go wheeling, I'll finish the XJ.
Yeah, but see, you say that after 2 weeks after that, you're like, I'll just sit passenger and video.
That's fine too. Like I don't. Either way, I don't care. I'd like to be on the trails with my friends again. It's been forever.
Yes, I agree.
Well, I mean, we did go to Moab together.
Fair.
And that's one hell of a trip.
I have to keep reminding myself because I'm doing the same thing. I'm like, damn it, I want to go wheel. We haven't gone wheeling in so long. Wait, we were just in Moab 3 months ago.
If you really break
well,
down
4 months ago at this point,
how much wheeling we did while we were there.
We did 2 years worth of wheeling.
I was going to say, that's like
week.
2-3 years worth of wheeling for us.
Forget the highway miles.
Yeah, that's
God, I wish I could forget the highway miles.
Oh, God.
No, the only part of it that I want to forget was
Zaniesburg.
the last 6 hours of it.
Fair. And the first 40 hours of the 40 hours out there at 60 miles an hour.
Honestly, getting
wasn't
out
that
there,
bad.
I was fine because it's still the excitement of the trip.
Yeah.
And you're like, we're getting there. On the way home, you're like, I'm so fucking
I did not
tired.
hit a wall until we were west of Grand Junction.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It was pitch black.
Mm-hmm.
And then when we hit that construction traffic on 191, that's when I went, God damn it, I just want to be in a bed.
Dude, as soon as we bought that pizza was where it hit for me.
Yeah.
It was just like we had the food and we had taken a little bit of a break than we normally did. It was just like, do I really want to get back in this vehicle right now?
I did.
This is rough.
So for me, I knew how close we were, and I was like, I can literally, like, I know there are red rocks right. I could see the red rock. Like we are so goddamn close.
Well, that was the only saving grace. Is you're just sitting there like, okay, we've got like 2 hours left. Oh my god! Like, come on.
I will say.
I do forget about that trip all the time, which is wild
because it just feels like it was a lifetime ago.
It does, and it was 4
months ago. It was literally like 4 months to the day almost. Right?
Yeah.
Well, and then I was also lucky enough to have another like lifetime trip of going to Europe for 2 weeks. So like, I was like, yeah, Europe was so fun. Then I'm like, I forgot I was in Moab a month before that.
Yeah. Well, I think that's part of it for me too. Is like I just feel like all wheeling trips are ruined now, and it's like the only thing like we're gonna have to go to Sand Hollow, we're gonna have to go back to Utah, we're gonna have to do Kentucky. Like
I do have FOMO with.
That fly loves you.
Yeah, I do have
FOMO. All up in your business.
I do have FOMO with Trail Hero, but like, again, the weekend I had in West Virginia was just like such a good time of like. Hanging out, running trails. It's always the same fun, good time, no matter where you're at.
Yeah, Moab definitely made me realize, as much as I love the overlanding part of it,
still love the rock crawling.
I need some more.
Oh yeah,
like there like a good weekend in the woods with the boys, or even the family.
Oh,
like,
never turn that down.
Yeah,
ever.
But to me, that's not wheeling.
No,
like that doesn't. That like I need.
No, we need to get tossed around for 8 hours.
I need rocks. I like rocks.
Yeah. Because it makes your camping chair so much more comfortable.
It just makes everything. It just. Ooh. It makes. It just. It's just. It's like a reward.
It's a reward.
It's a reward.
Like the even like getting back to pavement after a day in Moab, like getting back out on 191, going. There's a cold beer and a hot tub and some of Trevor's cooking waiting for me back at Airbnb. Like.
But it's like it really is the reward at the end of a day of getting tossed around for 7 or 8 hours, and by the time you're done, you're like, God damn, am I tired? As soon as that fire starts, you're like, ooh,
let's do it
I could do this tomorrow.
Yep,
I'm good.
Yep. Yeah, we're like, the Jeep is just the vessel to go camping on an overlanding trip.
Yeah.
Like,
see, I think it's a vessel to go camping, but it's also experiencing all the different roads and views for me.
I agree, but so like that's the excitement of a road trip for me.
But I think
like,
that's also where my, like I've really, unfortunately, from my rock crawling self, is I've really fallen into the overlanding stuff. So that's another reason where my desire to fix the XJ has gone.
Sure.
Because I don't see myself.
You're getting your fix.
I don't see myself in the driver's seat of the XJ.
You've gone from doing hard drugs like heroin to just smoking a little pot. It's all right.
Yeah. I think that's exactly it.
I miss
you enjoy your
miss the heroin.
Yeah, I miss the hard shit.
Yeah. No, because
Just kidding.
It's always
I'm
going to be
just
there.
kidding, Mom. It's an analogy. Chill.
I only did heroin once.
God no. I hate needles. I'm a pussy. I can't. Annual fire department physical. Every blood
Worst
draw.
day of your life.
Every blood draw. I'm doing one of these, and like the nurse is always like, "Are you good?" I'm like, "I hate needles," and she's just like, "What?" And I'm like, "I can't watch. I can't look at it."
So when you took me to the ER,
Yeah.
I have a habit from when I was a kid of just like kind of staring off and
Sure.
just not watching. It doesn't bother me. It's just kind of one of those like if I'm not
Yeah.
looking at it, I feel it less kind of
Yeah, yeah.
things. Especially when they're trying to hit your vein too, because sometimes they don't do a great job. But the EMT is in the back of the ER looking at me. She goes, "You can't seriously tell me with all these tattoos that you're scared of needles."
Yeah.
And I'm like, "No, it's just a mind over matter thing."
Yeah.
She then proceeds to gush blood all down my arm, and I'm just like,
I don't know what it is though, because like
and she just looks at me. She goes, "I'm so sorry."
I didn't even have like I fully understand that a tattoo is a needle, but it's like it's such
different.
a different. It's
It is,
such a
it is.
different
You're
thing.
scraping the skin.
Well, right, and it's like the function of the needle is to extract fluid from inside of you.
Correct.
Which like
They're stealing my blood.
there's always that subconscious of like that belongs in me.
Put it back in.
Put it back in.
Put it in.
Like that is not supposed to be exiting. And to see it exit in a tube that's like
And fast.
yeah.
Like fast. It always amazes me how quickly those vials fill up, and you're just like, it's just a reminder of how quickly your blood is moving through your body.
Oh yeah.
or just one giant hydraulic system.
Correct.
Exactly.
Just fucking meat suit. It's a hydraulic powered meat suit.
You're a brain with bone armor. That's all you
Yeah.
are.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's where my desire for rock crawling has kind of disappeared. It's
Being a
like,
hydraulic meat suit.
yeah, being a hydraulic meat suit.
You know, the brain is the only
no,
organ
that-
that named itself.
Wow.
Whoa. 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 That's well when you put it like that.
Right?
How we really underappreciate the power of our of the human body as a whole.
You also know that your tongue can identify how something's going to feel just by thinking about it. If you think about licking sandpaper, you're going to feel it on your tongue.
I'm now drooling because I'm thinking about ribs.
Yeah!
I'm drooling because I'm thinking about licking sandpaper.
But yes, rock crawling, heroin, overlanding, weed.
Meat
Yeah.
suit.
Meat suit.
Yeah,
And that's the episode.
We're just a bunch of meat suits.
Hydraulic powered meat suits.
Yeah.
on that note,
On that note,
I guess.
I guess. I don't know.
On
We don't have to end it.
On
there,
that
just-
note, you just lost the game again.
Oof.
Ugh. Twice in one episode.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't I mean I need a little bit of action. Like for a good overlanding trip to like scratch the itch, it's got to be
It's
like
got to scratch the body.
it's got to be like legit unknown. Like I don't want to
Yeah.
I don't want to pre-map it. I want to go we're going here.
Yeah.
See,
We're going to
for,
find a way.
For me, it's the satisfaction of I've never been here before, and I figured this out on a map, and I don't know where the hell I'm
Right.
going. The computer is telling me where to go.
Right.
But I programmed the computer.
Right.
And then like I've got the one. Are you joining me in October?
No.
You're
We're
not?
in Pennsylvania that weekend.
The 18th.
Yeah.
So you're going with Fred?
Unless it
His
rains and
October
then
is fucked. He's been over this.
Yeah. Well, so I'm a hard maybe for both. So the weekend you're going is the official scheduled weekend for the Kurtz family farm trip.
Okay.
If it rains, then it's the following weekend. But if it rains, then I'm probably not going to go camping and off-roading.
But that's also 6 hours away, and it may not be raining in West Virginia.
It's usually about the same because it's not quite 6 hours away. It's
Fair.
an hour north of here.
Yeah.
God damn, I keep fucking catching my boot on my lace. But yeah, that's where it is for me. Is that and
I mean, you can like both, though.
no,
That's
I
the
do.
thing,
I
is,
absolutely
like-
love both.
Yeah.
It's
But
just,
I
it's just
understand
the,
that your energy is going towards one of them right
the
now.
the
and
XJ is dead right now because obviously there's other people I could go wheeling with, But if I'm getting the XJ running again, I want to go wheeling with you guys, and
Right.
you guys don't have anything that's wheeling right now.
Correct.
Correct.
We're trying.
But if
We're
as
trying
soon
to
as-
make a plan for that.
as soon-
We
as
are
soon as you guys
legitimately
are-
trying.
The nice thing is, we like, it's been a slow compilation of parts, but like it's here. Like PJ's got his axles. He's going
Well, especially if you got tires for me, because my tires are pretty well fucked.
right. Well, that's what, and like
Yeah.
because like I was
What's the
gonna,
bolt pattern of those? Is it 5
by 5 or no, it should be 5 by 4.5 actually. Either way, there's adapters on it.
Yeah.
It should be 5 by.
Because my adapters are 5 by 5.5. Because I'm running.
They're either 5 by
CJ
5. I'm pretty sure they're 5.5
Okay.
because 8.8 is 5.5 if I remember correctly.
8.8 is 5 by 4.5.
Is it 5 by 4.5?
I think so.
So maybe they're just wheel spacers. Anyway,
That
Either
works.
way,
Either
they
way, it
work.
works.
yeah. Either way, it's gonna. They're
that is one
going to
thi-
fit on your Jeep.
That is one thing that I need is tires.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They
I'll
they
probably
definitely
sell
need to
those
be broken
beadlocks.
in still, but and they're steely, so you can do another set of DIY beadlocks if you
I
really
don't want
want.
to do another set. The only reason I did beadlocks is because I kept ripping out valve stems
No,
of
that's
the.
Because you don't know how to drive.
Yeah.
just tried till I hit something, then I turned.
Drive by
That's exactly how I do it.
Yeah, and we know you've bragged about it for years.
Fuck.
We have plans. We have plans.
I've never had to winch myself out before. What about this time? Okay, I've
yeah.
winched myself out once. What about this time? Twice. Hey, what about this time? Okay, I get it. I've winched myself out before.
As soon as we have rock crawling plans with the rock crawlers, the XJ will be ready.
Okay.
If I don't sell it beforehand.
Yeah, I think
You're not gonna sell it.
I'm not going to sell it, but I might sell it.
You're not gonna.
PJ definitely was motivated after his Baja blasting with Tommy.
Oh yeah.
And then
I was,
that
mean,
whole
how could
crew.
you not be,
I was
honestly?
motivated after his
You
Baja
know,
blasting with
it's
Tommy.
funny, like, because that was the same weekend as the last 24 hour,
Yeah.
and I was like, damn, I'm missing 2 awesome events. And then I went back and listened to the podcast that you did with Freddie and PJ and like hearing them talk about both events.
You missed 2 awesome events.
I am more bummed I missed Roush crawling.
Oh, I was more bummed I missed 24 hours.
I am too, just in the sense that I think it seems like it was a better
It was.
route than the one we did, but I also know that they're doing more 24 hours. We will do another 24 hours.
100%.
Well, and we'll do
Like-
more Roush trips too.
Yeah, but that was Tommy's first event. It was Buggies. It was a bunch of new people that
PJ got to talk to a bunch of really cool people.
yeah, and you know me. I'm like you. I love a good campfire chat, and that's what the only thing that 24 hours lacks is the campfire chat.
Yeah.
Like,
Agreed.
and the camp part of it. Like to me, if I had to choose between the two, I probably looking back at it, I would
Looking
go.
back at me. Sorry. Is that Creed? Is that Creed?
No,
It's not Creed.
it's not Creed.
Who's that?
We're just gonna let you stew on that one for a little bit.
All right. Go ahead. Sorry.
Well, that just took all the wind right out of the sails.
Well, no, it just
So,
came back.
so another thing that I've been tossing around with Jed is a staged 24-hour.
that would
So
be fun.
you do it in stages, and as you finish, you record your time for that day.
do a little park ferme and make everybody park their Jeeps and not be able to fix anything.
Yeah.
Real attrition.
And then do it on paper.
Yeah.
Paper maps.
Ooh.
Oh.
Were you trying to kill people?
Yes.
Just get people lost.
You know, people younger than us don't know that paper exists as a product.
That's all
I'm
him.
not surprised. But I feel like we're rambling now, so we should probably
Yeah.
close this up. You want to close it up?
Buy our shit.
DirtNerds offroad.
Do we have any shit on the website right now?
No, actually, we did tease this in the World's Slowest Race episode. We do need to set up the pre-order for
Yes.
the T-shirt.
Yeah.
Yes, I need to get with
That will
PJ.
be coming.
And so
DirtNerds Off-Road Forum on Facebook. Probably be where it gets posted. It'll probably get shared on
it'll
everything
get
else.
it'll get posted
But
everywhere.
there is I think we're going to transition away from print on demand and just do
Pre-order
individual
shirts.
designs pre-order.
Yeah.
If you guys want them, let us know. We'll order it, ship it out to you, all that
So
fun
me
stuff.
and PJ were tossing around the idea of the single color shirts like his Jack Daniels and even the PBR stuff. I could print and make it home. So if we do a pre-order,
Fun fact, though. So, yes, you can, because you're a heat transfer, right?
Yeah.
The Cricket's heat transfer.
so it needs to be solid
I
color.
talked to Nick, who used to do our T-shirts. Sublimation printers are significantly cheaper than you think.
So we can make them at home.
All
And that's
right.
what I'm all about
Like-
with the
Like way cheaper.
with like the
Like, you can modify Epson printers that cost about $100.
Oh,
And he gave me a YouTube channel / website to buy the supplies, materials, and everything to do it.
Okay.
The downside is we won't really be able to sublimate black shirts because
yeah.
you're literally dyeing
yeah,
fabric.
yeah.
But we can get a higher quality shirt with a higher quality print that's not going to wash out. Like, we can do really nice shirts
Yeah.
ourselves.
Yeah, and that's the plan. Is
Yeah,
like I like the idea of the
I think-
website, but I think the pre-order stuff will be a lot better.
I think I think we've all kind of agreed the first one we need to bring back is the anti-Jeep Jeep Club shirt.
Yeah, it's super
Correct.
easy.
Super easy. Probably do it in like gray or white, or gray and white.
One color. I like Ford. You can get any color you want as long as it's black. Give them less.
Any
less
color you
option.
want except black. We just had a whole
Oh, for the-
conversation
for-
about
for-
how I
for the
can't
sub-
sublimate
for-
on
for
black.
the- For the heat transfer stuff, though, yes.
Sure, yeah.
It's also just easier on pre-orders if it's just like, hey, here's the shirt.
Yeah, this is the one color.
You either
get.
want it
That's-
or you
that's why-
don't.
Yeah,
That's
fair
why.
point.
That's why
Yeah.
Freiburger does one color.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Black.
You either want it or you don't.
Yeah.
It's really that simple.
So, if you guys are interested in actually like cool design shirts that we will be hand making ourselves in theory, we're
Not
about
I
it.
think, I think at this point we've entered that realm.
Yeah.
So
So send us a message,
yeah.
and we'll start doing shit again
Yeah.
because we need to.
Do you have a love-hate relationship with your Jeep? Or do you just hate Jeeps? Then you need the Kill All Jeep shirt from Dirt Nerds Off-Road. Represent your resentment for just $25. Pre-order is running October 1st through October 20th. Email tim@dirtnerdsoffroad.com or direct message at the Dirt Drive on Instagram with sizes and quantities.
Maybe some hats. We did find a good source for
Yeah, the
affordable
hats
hats.
are nice.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll probably get some hats done too.
If you enjoyed the video, leave us a comment. Let us know what you think. If you enjoy the podcast on wherever you listen to podcasts, if you can leave us,
As one of my other favorite podcasts says.
And we're on the way to
please
the ER now.
Make
for
sure
this.
you
Tim just had a stroke.
like, comment, and subscribe because YouTube right now doesn't like long form content.
YouTube loves long form comment. or
Not
content.
as much
Jesus
as the
Christ.
reels.
Not as
Shorts.
but everyone loves those
Shorts,
everyone loves the
reels,
shorts.
all that crap.
But
the
so-
more you like and comment, the more the algorithm
He's not
shoots
wrong.
out long
Oh,
form
yeah.
Yeah.
like content. So just make sure you're doing that. It'll help it push it out more. It'll
Yeah.
really help us out.
And it'll also tell us if it's worth it to give you guys more non-podcast content.
Yes.
which we need to do anyway.
Yeah.
But
Well, we want to do, but we'll be motivated if we're being told by strangers to do it.
Especially
Like,
after dark.
strangers on the internet. Tell us
Stranger
what to do.
danger.
Like last year when Tim and I went to Overland Expo and the F-Bomb Overlanders called us out for not doing anything we talked about, and we both went, "Oh fuck! People pay attention to this."
Yeah,
Damn
it's gonna happen again this year.
Yeah, it's 100%
Damn
gonna
it.
happen again
I'm
this
very
year.
much looking forward to my show with them that I
Yeah.
do.
Yeah. So
But either way, we appreciate you guys. Thank you for listening every week. Thanks for sticking with us for 123 episodes. Maybe that might be what this one is. 123.
well, it depends on when it
24?
comes out, but yeah,
123, 124.
120 was
That's fucking wild.
120 was this week. Because AK asked me.
Yeah, Mr. Executive Producer.
Yeah. We missed our 2-year run. 100.
Well, we did 100. We did 100.
Oh, that's
episode
true. Yeah.
celebration.
Yeah.
104 is
2 years.
Is exactly 2 years,
Yeah.
which is wild that we've been doing this for weekly for
Yeah.
over 2 years,
Weekly.
Yeah, that's
Weekly.
Fucking wild.
and we haven't murdered each other yet.
We want to hang out with each other more, which is the wild part.
Our wives hate it.
Our wives love it. Your two wives are hanging out right now.
Fair. You know what? That's a good point. Which means we could probably do another episode.
My wife would be.
Assuming my wife hasn't left yet.
My wife would be
Oh,
here too
that's
if
a
she
good
wasn't in
point.
Disney. Fucking Disney.
Seen
nerd.
Disney again?
Again.
Wow.
I need to
And
stand
to think
up
we- and
because I
think-
got sweaty knee pits.
Hey, at least you get to hang
And-
around the house in your underwear all you want.
cut.
All right, we'll talk to you guys next week.